Bushcraft 412 here with a knife review. Unfortunately, this is a knife I'm not going to recommend. This is a knife, long story short, I lost my EDC knife, and I needed a quick knife, just needed something to get me through until I found the knife. So I went to Gander Mountain and I saw this. It's the Remington Sportsman Series Fast knife, and it was around $14. And just at a quick glance, and being they had nothing else in that price range that was this size, I just grabbed it to get me through until I found my knife. And this has really been just probably one of the worst pocket knives I've ever owned. I mean, there's definitely worse out there, but this knife, to start out with, is in no way, shape, or form fast. The blade is very stiff, and opening it really takes a massive effort to get it open. It's no way does it go easy. Even with loosening the pivot pin a little bit, it still just isn't quick. And what I've noticed, and you'll see here, is there's a divot in the blade, and inside the frame lock there's a small little pin that goes into that divot, and that's what slows it down, is this little pin here, as you can see. And it's already scraped the finish where it scrapes along the frame lock. It is a frame lock, and actually it's one of the better frame locks I've seen. It's very thick. I mean, this thing isn't going anywhere. If you stab something hard with this, it's not going to break. The other thing I really dislike about this knife is the thumb studs. It is virtually impossible to open with the thumb stud. And it's on both sides, and I've tried it both ways. It just will not go. Even with two hands, you can't get it to go. It's just designed in a way that it will not go, no matter what you do. You do have to open it with a flipper, but that's about as far as you get without either flicking your wrist, and you have to flick pretty hard to open this thing. No way, shape, or form fast. The pocket clip rides way too low, so you have this much of the knife sticking out of your pocket, and on top of that, the flippers get caught on everything. They get caught on your pants, they get caught on your shirt, they get caught on my seat belt. This is, it's a knife that's just impossible to get out of your pocket. It's nothing you can use quickly or get out, or there's just so many problems with this knife. And then to get on to, the most important part is the steel. This blade's coated, and the coating's already wearing off. I've only had this thing a couple of weeks, and I've already kind of retired it because it's just not worth it. I mean, even a $3 flea market knife is better than this. It has the coated blade. The coating's already starting to scratch in a few places, even from just cutting items like paper or cardboard. This knife is no way, shape, or form sharp. It came so dull you couldn't cut skin with it if unless you stab something with it. And even now, after working, it's still dull as can be. It's way better than what it was, but this is just a dull knife. The serrations are pretty dull. They're very wide. They're not close enough together. They're only one-sided, so the other side's flat. Even cutting a piece of paracord with this takes a real effort, and which is a shame. I mean, the knife blade is just too thick. The grind is bad. It has this unusual grind to it, and the blade's too thick. The coatings, everything's too thick. It just won't sharpen up, razor sharp, no matter how much work I've put into it. And I've even done a little work with a file trying to take it down a little bit, but I mean, to get this razor sharp, I would have to sit with a file and really reprofile the edge and thin it down, but it's just too thick of a bevel there on the edge to ever get it to be as sharp as I'd like it. But it's going to be retired. The knife got me through a couple of weeks, which is all I really needed it for, but I just wanted to put a review out there, because even for the $14, there are a ton of better knives you can get for $14. I mean, there's, I have a couple $3 flea market knives that are better than this. So that's it on the Remington Fast. It's definitely something. I wouldn't use it for any kind of tactical purposes. I wouldn't use it for an EDC. It's kind of big and heavy. It doesn't sharpen up well. And then, you know, there's not much use. You could never skin an animal with this. It's no good for hunting. Maybe it might be a good knife for fishing, but I doubt even that, because I'd rather just bring a smaller, more portable knife with a sharper blade. So that's it on the Remington Fast.